I should have put 3 in, my bad. Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, and we're excited to see such a full house today. Okay, it's not a full house, but we actually maybe kind of like to have a little bit of peace and quiet on this side of the aisle. So anyway, let's go ahead and start by taking roll.
Madam Chairman, February 21st, 2025, Senate Education, Senator Brennan.
Here.
Senator Olson.
Here.
Senator Rothfuss.
Here.
Senator Scott.
Excused?
Chairwoman Schuler.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, we only have 2 bills today. The chairman here probably dropped the ball. We should have probably had 3 in here today because I was thinking I had an extra day next week to finish up. But we're going to take a look at House Bill 129, School Finance Dates for Fund Transfers, sponsored by the good representative from Rock Springs, Representative Larson. So let's turn the time over to you and let us know what you like about this bill.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman and members of the Senate Education Committee. JT Larson, House District 17. Today I bring you School Finance Dates for Fund Transfers, House Bill 129. It's a very simple deletion bill, deleting in 2113-207 apportionment of funds by county treasurer. It deletes and on June 20th of the last business day immediately preceding June 20th each year. And members, what I understand is a few years back, there was an ad valorem change in how payments were made from county treasurers. And for the first year of that implementation, they needed this date to match things up with the payment schedule. Now that they're actually in the new payment process, it's no longer needed. And actually, from what I understand, most districts don't want this second payment in June because it messes with their accounting and what they submit to the state. So they'd much rather just receive that in the following month. And so it's just a really simple cleanup bill and brought to me by my county treasurer, and I think he might be online for a quick testimony as well, but I'll stand for any questions.
Questions for the representative? Well, you answered one of the questions, Representative Larson, that I was going to ask is why the change? And I had sort of forgotten about that change that we had put in with the ad valorem, and that makes perfect sense. And the districts, did you deal with more than one district, or did you just hear from your own district in Rock Springs?
Madam Chairman, thank you. From testimony in the House side, none of the districts seem to be concerned with this, and so yeah, that's what I know. So
Basically, you're saying Rock Springs is leading the charge, then? Oh, okay, good for Sweetwater County. Yeah. Any other questions for Representative Larson?
Trying to come up with one.
But it looks like you got 3 amendments ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm gonna amend this bill.
All right, if there's no questions, then we'll go ahead and open it up for public testimony on this bill. Does anyone want to come forward and testify? Oh, of course. Yeah, we got to have Dr. Brown up here. Welcome.
Madam Chair, Boyd Brown, Executive Director of the Wyoming Association of School Administrators, in support of the bill. One of the things that happens with the late payments is it really may mess with a district's amount of money they can carry over. So again, think that it's a positive solution and support the bill. With that, I'll answer questions.
Questions for Dr. Brown? So I just have one. I know I hear once in a while in some of the districts that I represent, someone will say, well, why did they wait so long to do this sidewalk project or this patching project in front of the school or whatever? Is it because of the cash flow issues, Dr. Brown?
Sometimes that has more to do with your major maintenance and getting things approved and making sure you're taking care of the ones and twos on your list that maybe life safety or some of those other things. So probably has more to do with how you're working through your major maintenance money.
Okay. Other questions? Okay, thank you so much for your testimony. Anyone else that'd like to testify? Department of Ed, do you have anything you guys want to add? Everybody's quiet today. It is a Friday, for sure.
And Madam Chairman, you do have Mark Cohen online if you'd like to
Okay.
hear from him.
Well, I don't think we have anybody else in the room, so let's go ahead and bring him in.
Okay, whenever you are ready.
We're ready. Hi, welcome. Introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Mark Cowan, Sweetwater County Treasurer. Thank you for the opportunity to testify remotely on House Bill 129.
Tell us what you'd like us to know.
Fantastic. Just standing in support of the bill. This is a bill that the County Treasurers Association actually met with and asked Representative Larson to run for us. I think he explained it very well. I don't think there's any questions. Please don't amend it 23 times. I think we'll be good with the simple bill as it's written.
Did he say don't amend it?
He said don't, yeah.
22
Yeah.
times.
Well,
We're
unfortunately,
going for a record.
in the legislature, we do amend things sometimes. I'm not sure we always make them better, but we'll just try to not too many, to put too many amendments on this, so. Any questions for Mr. Cowan? Any questions at all? Okay. All right, well, I guess with that, we'll close public testimony. This is a short, sweet bill. What's your pleasure, committee? Move the bill. It's been moved by Senator Rothfuss. Any amendments? What?
I really don't have any.
Oh, he was over here jotting some
taking
things down. I was just gonna say, I was so impressed that he found something to amend here.
No, I tried. I can't find anything.
Well, if there's no amendments, no discussion that is gonna change anything.
We can change.
you want us
the
to change the
second
shall to
Monday
may?
The second Tuesday.
Representative Larson, you see anything we need to amend at all? Okay. Well, with that, we'll go ahead and take roll on the bill.
Madam Chairman, on House Bill 129, school finance fees for fund transfers. Senator Brennan?
Aye.
Senator Olson?
Aye.
Senator Rothfuss?
Aye.
Senator Scott is excused. Joe Schuler?
Aye.
4 ayes, 1 excused.
Okay. Representative Larson, is there anybody you want? You've got Senator Jones, Senator Olson's on here, Senator Rothfuss is on here. Would you like one of these folks to take it? I try not to.
I think Senator Olson or Senator Rothfuss.
Okay.
We'll rock, paper, scissors.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you for your time. That might be the quickest bill we've ever done in House Senate Education, so.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. Well, good morning. I don't see, I actually texted him and told him his bill was second, but I didn't tell him the first bill was gonna be really short and sweet. Well, I may just go ahead and sneak out then. Whoops, I guess I. Good to see you all. Hopefully he's on his way. If not, I guess, hope you guys can.
Do you want to leave a vote for this one?
What's that?
Do you want to leave a vote for it? Do you have a pen? Okay, just one half of it,
Let's see, it's, what is it, 43?
36.
36?
If you just want to sign, I can fill out the rest.
All right.
Perfect.
There you go. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, yeah. We're here. Well, good morning, Representative Harshman. If you want to go ahead and explain, we're now for the public on House Bill number 36, the Hathaway Scholarship Amendments, and you want to explain this bill?
Good morning, Madam Chairman, members of the committee. Thanks for hearing the bill, and all this was a constituent concern brought to me. Had a person had a child, I think they were in Central Wyoming College, and they were trying to get an electrician certificate. And so what this bill, so the problem was this: the kid had earned the Hathaway Scholarship, but to become an electrician or a plumber, some construction trades, a lot of it is on-the-job training. And so they take like one class per semester, one credit class, but then they do all these hours of on-the-job training. The next semester in the spring, they'll take another 1, 2, 3 hour class on-the-job training, and this goes on for years. And so the Hathaway Scholarship envisions, full-time student, community college, 2 years. Boom, then you either move on or you're done. And so it didn't envision really this, or accommodate this certificate that takes, 4 to 5, 6 years to move to journeyman to master's eventually. So that was really the issue. There was an attempt in the House to amend to allow a private institution over the hill in Albany County. But those are different type of degrees, and those are like 9-month, most of them are automotive. And so it didn't really fit. And that's another issue for, I think, your education. Obviously the constitutional issues, but then just other issues with it. So this was a clear deal. Our community colleges trying to just set that up. So I think a good little bill, and trying to solve a little problem for some of our people out there. So any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer. Thank you.
Any questions?
Yes. Go ahead.
You want rock, paper, scissors?
Madam Chairman, Representative Harshman, so tweaking the language, it's just one definitional change left in the Hathaway Scholarship that extends what certificate means. How does this change to the definition solve the problem that you laid out?
Madam Chairman, I think it'll allow, the department to really, through rules, to work with that and accommodate that, I think. So it allows, that results in a license, permit, or certificate, I think is the key part there. And so some of that other language, I think, these are these other that require on-the-job training. I think it'll work. I think the whole idea was expressed to me that then through rulemaking, they'll accommodate each of these different certificates. I hope I answered that. I think to try to, Madam Chair, and through you to good Senator, I think the idea, I didn't want to write it in a way where, you get now 5 years or 6 to be that tight with it, because I think these things are changing. And and we all know, the need for all these. I read an article a month ago back, the new millionaires in America, plumbers and electricians. They're in such short supply. And we, of course, train them at our colleges. So we want to be able to offer that to the kids who earned it. So.
Senator Scott?
My concern is with the finances on this. The basic question is, what's this going to cost in terms of the program? What's the percentage increase in demand on the Hathaway because of this? And we've seen quite a decline in the percentage of the community college and university tuitions that the Hathaway is currently able to pay. What's this going to do to that?
Madam Chairman, Senator Scott, and of course you and I were the guys who spent a couple of years of our life writing this deal. And when we first wrote it, the first part of your question, it covered 100% of tuition when we first did it. And there's been inflation with that, and we haven't kept up. if you look at the fund on your financial sheets, it is incredible. It's doing really well. And so the impact, you're talking maybe 10, 15, 20 individuals. So it will be zero impact as far as that to the fund. And I would, as you brought that up, Senator Scott, I think it would be a good study topic for this committee. The scholarship needs raised. You could easily accommodate a 10% or more, 15% increase because the fund itself is doing really well. And we fixed that problem when it tipped, because it would always tip in July right before they're ready to pay their August tuition bills, and then they'd have to draw from the reserve account, and then it created this, the Hathaway's going broke. No, it's not going broke. Started at 405 million, it's pushing 800 million now, so it's doing really well and set up well for the future. So I think it could stand to increase, but that's another topic for another day. Thank you.
Any other questions for Representative Harshman? Yep, Senator Scott.
Not a question.
Or Rothfuss.
Not a question, I'll just note we were at 786 million as of the last month. So, yeah, we've grown it substantially.
Doubled it, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right, thank you. Any public testimony?
Good morning, Wanda Maloney, Madam Chair and members of the committee. Wanda Maloney with the Department of Education, and I'm here with Jennifer LaHiff, who oversees the Hathaway Scholarship. Our superintendent is in support of moving this forward, but we do need just a couple of clarifications. As we look at this bill, we know that students, in order to continue to receive the Hathaway funds, have to meet 3 criteria. It's credit bearing typically, and they have to have satisfactory academic progress, they have to maintain a GPA, and they have to be continuously enrolled. So I guess our question would be around these programs, and if they're non-credit bearing, how would we meet that criteria or measure that criteria? So we just need some further clarification on that.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. That was actually my concern when I was asking the question about how this satisfies or solves the problem, was really thinking about our definition of continuous enrollment, and that this doesn't necessarily address that. And I couldn't remember whether we had the definition of enrollment in statute with a certain number of credit hours, or whether that was defined by rule. What's the case?
Good morning, Madam Chairman, Senator Rothfuss. We do have it defined in our rules, and essentially it's, if the student is attending at full-time status, they maintain that full-time status. If they're part-time, they maintain that part-time status.
And, Madam Chairman?
Can I ask you to talk into the microphone a little better? I can't hear you.
Yep.
Yep,
Do you want to
bet.
answer that again?
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Sorry, Madam Chairman. Senator Rothfuss, yes, we do have it defined within rules, and if a student is maintaining full-time attendance, we expect them to maintain at full-time, which is 12 credit hours. If they are attending at part-time status, we expect them to maintain at part-time status in order to receive the funds and continue to receive them.
And Madam Chairman, how would you envision it working? So the scenario that Representative Harshman plays out, you're going to go with about 3 credit hours a semester, something along those lines, and maybe not every semester, and then you're going to engage with master electrician, for example, and learn and then come back. It sounds like there would need to be a rule change to address it. Does the statute provide the flexibility to recognize that as appropriate?
Madam Chairman, Senator Rothfuss, I don't believe that the statute would allow enough flexibility for us to change that. I believe the statute would have to be changed.
Okay. Do you have any suggested amendments at this time, or is this something we need to explore?
Madam Chairman, Senator Rothfuss, I don't know that we do unless, we could somehow put credit bearing. I'm not sure if there's some way we have to measure their academic progress, but
Right. Okay, thank you.
Adequately characterize your testimony as saying that if this bill were to pass as it is before us right now, you could not implement it. Is that an accurate reading of your testimony?
Madam Chairman, Senator Scott, yes, it would create challenges for us to complete our requirements.
Madam Chairman? That wasn't the question. Challenges you can maybe overcome. Can you or can you not implement it if we pass this bill as written?
Madam Chairman, Senator Scott, no, I do not believe we can, as written.
So, Madam Chairman, I guess my request would be to understand what tweak we would need to make under the satisfactory progress portion, which is where it probably needs to go, right? Just put a little language in there. Perhaps we could ask that you work with us to figure out what tweak needs to happen to enable this, and then we could come back, we'd table it for now, or just basically push pause, come back next meeting with an amendment, amend that in, and then solve the problem. That would be my recommendation, Madam Chairman.
Madam Chairman, mine too. That we get the sponsor and the department to develop amendments so they can implement it.
Madam Chairman. And thank you, Madam Chairman. And I'm just curious if you must not believe that the rulemaking authority would give you enough flexibility to define anything differently that would help you along the way. It's really
Madam-
statutory.
Madam Chairman, Senator Olson, yeah, we do not believe that rules would effectively fix it as written.
I think we're pretty prescriptive and satisfactory progress.
Yeah.
Do we know, where are the rules on this one in statute? Does anybody have that?
Madam
don't-
Chairman, if I may, satisfactory academic progress is in 2116 1301A 14.
Can you repeat that?
Yes, so it's 2116 1301A Romanet 14.
Madam Chairman, I don't know that we need to solve it right here today. I think we probably just break.
No, I was just wondering if we had that. I agree with that. Anybody opposed to tabling this and
Yeah, I think it's,
laying it back till the next meeting and
Monday morning?
yeah,
working an amendment?
I think it's a good bill. We just have to fix that.
Exactly.
Agree. Okay. Well,
Let's see if anybody else
that I
wants to
think,
testify.
does anybody else want to testify? No? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So we'll lay this bill back. We'll have some amendments hopefully on Monday morning and,
I think rather you just want to carry it over to Monday.
Yeah.
And you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have to
carry
go
it
through the
over.
procedural process of taking it off of a bit like taking it off the table,
Yeah.
et cetera.
No action on it.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, we're going to carry this bill over until
There we
Monday.
go.
Does that work? All right.
Yep.
Okay. We're adjourned.